Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Neelam and today I'm filming my birthday glam. So it's basically the glam that I would have done if I had got a chance to celebrate my birthday. It was my big 30 a couple of weeks ago and I was in the lockdown like the entire world, so I didn't have a big celebration, but today's look is what something I would have done if I had a chance to celebrate my birthday. So I took a small poll on my Instagram whether to do my birthday glam or a full face drugstore glam, and you guys made my job easy by voting equally for both. So now I ended up doing both the videos. I've already posted my drugstore glam and I'm going to link it down in the description and towards the end of the video. And this is me filming my birthday glam. So I'm going to start with moisturizing my face, moisturizing my face. So I'm going to start with moisturizing my face. I'm using the Embryolisse Lait cream. All the March and April people would have celebrated their birthday like me. I had a lovely day. I had like a video call with my entire family. It was like a big online party I had and everybody was so excited to just see each other. So I've already done my brows just to make life easier so that I don't spend 3 hours filming this video, out of which 2 are spent on my eyebrows. I have very bad skin these days. It's kind of breaking out. It's got uneven texture. It's horrible. I'm just going to clip my hair so that it doesn't come on my face. And the rest of the day was spent by just ordering in Chinese food, spending time with my husband. I baked my own cake. So it was quite interesting. It was an interesting change of pace, as you might say. Now I'm going in with the Elcie Pearl Radiance Primer. Also, I had horrible lighting in my previous video, so I kind of was not too excited to post that video, but I was like, okay, let me just post it rather than wasting another week. I had initially assumed that I will do 2 videos in a week, but for the past few days it's been so irritating that every time I'm filming there's been some error or there has been a part that got missed out because of some glitch in the camera, and I ended up trashing that footage completely. Next, I have 2 foundations with me. One is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and one is the Nars. This shade was quite perfect for me last summer because it's slightly tanned and I had a beautiful tan from the summer glow. But it's a bit dark for me because I've been home for 1.5 months now and my skin is gotten a little lighter. So I'm going to go in with the Nars Sheer Glow in the shade Medium 3. This foundation is medium to full coverage, so you can build it up. I'm not a big fan of those super matte foundations because I have dry skin around my mouth and around my cheeks, so that kind of makes it a little flaky. I'm gonna go in with my Juno & Company Beauty Sponge to blend this out. I actually don't have any eye look in mind. I'm gonna go in with the flow. I am inclining towards smoky eyes with a semi-cut crease with a pop of glitter. What do you guys think? What did you guys do on your birthday if your birthday was in April or March like mine, wherein you were stuck at home? You couldn't go eat outside or hang out with your friends. Next, I'm going in with the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Ginger. Going in with my beauty sponge to blend this out. So my last video being drugstore makeup, this is going to be quite different from that one because I'm using the best products in my kit because it's my birthday glam. So I'm not gonna kind of compromise on anything. I'm going to use my favorites. I'm not going to care about the brand or the price tag. I'm going to go in with all my favorite products. I'm not going over my eyelids. I'm just focusing on the face. I'm just going to brighten things up a little bit with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer, the shade 50WY. Just a very light quantity, not going overboard with the layering, and blending this out again with the same sponge. You guys have seen me using this sponge in my previous video and why I like it and how it is like one of those sponges that doesn't suck too much product in. For cream contour, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in medium. I'm going to go in with the shade Cinnamon and Chocolate. Ooh. So I've picked up some product on a flat blending brush. I'm going to dab it on my wrist and remove all the excess so that I don't have like a very heavy chunk going on my face. So I start very high on my cheekbone because I want my face to look longer. I focus more on the sides than the forehead because I don't have a very big forehead. So I just kind of go a little bit on the top. And the most important, my jawline, I go a little over my jawline so that I get a more chiseled jawline. And whatever is left on the brush, I'm going to go over my nose because I don't want my nose contouring to be too over the top, just a little bit. So the cream blush, I'm going in the same contour palette and picking up the peachy corally shade, just adding a little bit on my cheeks. Then going in with my beauty sponge and blending it out. So I have a little texture on my cheek, so I'm not going to go overboard with the highlight. I'm just going to add a little bit of cream highlighter. So I'm going in with the NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, very tiny amount because I have a lot of texture. So I'm going to avoid using too much shimmer on my face. I'm going to use my fingers to blend this out because I've put a very little quantity. If I go in with the sponge, it might kind of pick up like 70% of the product. Next, I'm going in with my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. Well, that was a very short name. This powder works like magic, so I'm going to grab a little bit on my powder brush. I'm using my finger to kind of blend my under eye in case if there were any creases. Just slowly packing the powder. I'm not going and rubbing it. I'm not going to set the contour and the blush with this powder because the colors and the pigments will be diffused. Just dusting it across my face wherever it is too creamy. I just want it to be slightly matte, not completely matte, but like set so it doesn't move. For bronzer, I'm using the LA Colors I Love Makeup Contour Palette. I'm going to pick up the dark shades with a slight of this fawn shade and mix it up. I'm not using a very heavily packed brush because I want a very light layer. So I'm using a very fluffy brush and gonna set my contouring with this. Just adding that warmth. For the nose, I'm going in with a smaller brush with the same dark brown shade and kind of contouring it. For the blush, I'm using my favorite Nars blush, that is the shade Super Orgasm. I'm going to start with my eye makeup. For my eyeshadow base, I'm going to be using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 2. I'm using a tiny concealer brush to apply it all over my lids. And then going in with my beauty sponge to make it even. This kind of automatically sets, but I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury powder again to set it. You don't want to put too much powder over your base. You just want to set it very lightly so that you know, when you put in your pigments, it doesn't kind of form very chunky or it doesn't get very difficult to blend. So for my brows, I had used the Maybelline Brow Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. For the eyeshadow, I'm starting with the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. I'm going to go in with this transition shade here, taking a fluffy blending brush and picking up some of the product, removing the excess, and then going on the top of my crease. As you guys must have seen, I like to go a little higher with my crease because of my hooded eyes. Now they don't seem so hooded because I've raised my eyebrows, and you should always raise your eyebrows while applying crease shade, transition shade, or doing anything around your eyeshadow because that will help you get a bigger canvas to work on and kind of a little stretch skin, so that kind of makes it easy for you to do the blending. Next, I'm going with the slightly darker peachy tone and going in on the crease. I'm bringing all the colors to the inner corner because I'm going to do a semi-cut crease. So all the shades that are too dark here will anyway disappear when I cut the crease. Now I'm going in with this pinkish red tone over the crease again. So as you can see, I'm graduating to darker tones slowly. I am not just stamping the darkest tone, I'm slowly gradually building it up. I'm not going very dark, I'm slowly building it up. Now I'm going in with the brown. I'm just putting this towards the outer corner, and then whatever is left on the brush, kind of spreading it across. So as you can see, I've maintained this line. In case you go a little lower than that line, like kind of a swoosh effect, you want to go in with your powder and clean it up. Next, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry Eyeshadow Palette. I'm going in with the shade Dystopian, the dark brown shade. I've already used the darkest shade on the Huda palette, and I want to go a little darker in terms of my crease. I want to create a more deeper crease. With dark colors, you want to start with the least amount of pigment. I'm barely touching it, and then I'm slowly building up the dark color. So now that we are done with the dark color, I'm going to go and proceed with cutting the crease. Before that, I'm going to go and quickly clean up if there is any fallout. So you can see the direction that I went with the dark color. I kind of gave my eyes a little lift. If I would have gone straight, my eyes would have looked droopy and it would have looked a little sad. Yeah, droopy eyes look sad. So if you want your face to look lifted, sculpted, snatched, you want your eyeshadow to also go in the direction you would want your wings to go. So to cut the crease, I'm going in again with the P. Louise base using a flat concealer brush and picking up a very little quantity. So the way you want to cut the crease is when you open your eyes, the line that is visible, the crease, is the crease you want to cut. You want to go slow. You don't want to ruin your crease, so keep your eyebrows raised at all times. I know this looks a little stressful, but it's totally worth it when your look comes together. You want a diminishing effect after you've reached half of your eye. So I'm going to just stamp on whatever is left on the brush and then use my fingers to blend the edges. Quickly doing the same on the other eye. So now that we've completed cutting the crease, now it's time to go in with the shimmer. So here you have two ways to go about with. I would go with a matte eye if it was a friend's birthday party, but because it's my birthday party, my imaginary birthday party, I'm gonna go in with the shimmers. So I'm gonna just dampen my brush with, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to dampen my brush. And I'm picking up this orange shimmery shade from the Huda palette. I'm going to stamp it on the crease that we created. I'm just going towards the inner corner. And for the rest of the crease, I'm going in with the second shimmery shade with a damp brush and placing it on the center of the crease. So kind of creating a gradient in the shimmer as well. And then again using my fingers to blend the edges. I want to go a little extra towards the center of my lid, so I'm going to use the Winter Wonder Glam palette by Tarte. I'm using the same flat brush. I'm picking up this shimmer. I'm just pressing it on the center. Actually, my fingers did a better job. I'm going in with a flat angle brush in the black shade in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and kind of creating a smoked wing liner. We are kind of creating the illusion of a wing liner, getting rid of all the fallout from the black eyeshadow. I feel my makeup is getting a bit too dry. I'm going in with the Urban Decay Quick Fix Setting Spray. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the same transition shade that I used on the top. I'm going to use the same angled brush I used and go in with the shade Dystopian, which was the dark brown shade we used on the crease. And then using a flat blending brush to blend everything together. I'm going in with the nude pencil from Wet n Wild. Calling You Out is the name of the shade on the lower waterline. For the mascara, I'm using the Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara. Going with the same on my lower lash line as well. I want to add a little more brightness in my under eye. I'm going with the MAC Studio Fix NC40 powder and going to just add a little bit. For the lips, I'm going in with the Makeup Forever lip liner in the shade number 14. Next, I'm going in with the Tarte lip paint in the shade Salty. I'm going to add a bit of the shade Front Row. Next, I'm topping it up with the Smashbox lip gloss in the shade Bad Bee. For the highlight, I'm going in with the Sephora Face Shimmering Powder in the shade Romantic Glow. I don't like to go in with very heavy highlighters when I have textured skin because it kind of highlights the skin texture. So I'm going to go in with the soft highlight and bring it a little bit towards the apples of my cheek. And adding a little bit of the same on the brow bone. I'm using the Kiss Blowout Lashes in Pompadour, the same ones I used in my previous video. So recently I realized that if I'm wearing a nice eye makeup, I should wear like slightly shorter lashes because of my hooded eyes, so that my eye makeup doesn't kind of completely hide behind the false lashes, and I'm quite loving these. So I'm going to set the makeup with a combination of these two sprays. One is a bit too drying and one is a bit too hydrating. So I'm going to use a combination so that my makeup still stays dewy and it doesn't get too matte. I'm going to quickly change into something that looks like more of my birthday outfit than this hoodie and come back. That's pretty much about it, guys. I'm gonna list down all the products I used in the description below and link down my videos of lash application, liner application in case you want to refer to it. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and click on the bell icon next to it if you want updates on my next uploads. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. I want to thank my friend who helped me with the camera to film this video. I'm trying my hands on DSLR for the first time and I hope it turns out good. Do let me know how did you celebrate your birthday if you were in lockdown like me. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe, stay home, guys.